Hi, this is Nev Lapwood from Snowboard Addiction. We're at Worcester Blackcomb, and this tutorial is on how to 270 onto boxes. On a simple box with a straight approach, you can do either a frontside 270 on or a backside 270 on. We cover these both in this tutorial. 270s on are advanced tricks, so you should already be very confident with a large variety of jibbing tricks before learning these. Frontside 270 movement. Start by jumping the movement with your board off. You must be able to easily do front threes. This is more or less the same kind of movement as initiating a frontside 270. Wind up, jump a frontside 270, try to pause your rotation while you imagine the slide, then do another 90-degree turn off at the end to land. A balance bar gives you that next level where you actually have to balance as you land on the feature. Start by jumping a frontside 180 on, then a 180 off. When you're feeling confident, jump in the same way as if you're going to do a 180 on, but with some extra effort to get a 270. Practicing this on a balance bar makes it feel a lot more realistic. It will help you to develop the muscles in your legs required to stomp this trick. The more you practice it here, the more easily you'll be able to learn this on a real feature. On snow, you can practice jumping 270s while riding a gentle slope. Approach on your heel edge, wind up, jump a 270, and pretend you're sliding a box. This helps to get the feeling of jumping the 270 with the weight of your whole snowboard on your feet. The main difference here is that when jumping 270s on snow, you must land using your toe edge, whereas landing on a box, it's essential to land with a perfectly flat base. Frontside 270 on a box. This feature is a very wide box. It's almost flat, it's low to the ground, and has a ride-on approach. It's very safe and is a great box to try your first 270s. The first step is to try a frontside 180 on with a 180 off at the end, which is a stepping stone to stomp before trying the 270 in. As you approach the feature, the setup is similar to a front three off a jump. Toe edge setup carve, transferring to a heel edge as you ride up the lip. Using this setup line and popping from your heel edge helps to initiate your momentum into a frontside spin. Pop a frontside 180 onto the box, landing with a very flat base. As you're sliding, your upper body will continue to rotate, and at the end of the box, allow your momentum to follow through into your lower body, adding a 180 out. Land blind in the exact same way as landing a front three. Once this is easy, you're ready to try the 270. The technique is exactly the same, but you need to put more effort in as you pop from the lip to get the extra 90 degrees and land in a board slide. One of the hardest things here is to stop your rotation. It's very common to keep sliding around on the box. Being able to stop your rotation makes the trick look more stylish, and it's also essential when it comes to bigger features like rails. It's also very common to 270 out at the end. You have a lot of rotation happening with the 270 in, and many riders actually find it easier to combine this with a 270 out. Street style approach. The next step is to learn 270s into features that require a street style entry. This is where you approach from either the front side or back side of the box or rail, which is considerably harder for a 270 on. This box is an example of a very easy street style feature. It's a mellow down box with a side approach. Approach on your heel edge with a feature on your back side. Start with a frontside 180 on and a 180 off the end. I'd recommend getting really comfortable with this before you try a 270 on, because the movements of how you approach are identical. On a box, you can also 180 on and quickly shuffle into the 270 position. This is a safety step that will get you used to the feeling of a 270 on. Once you're feeling confident, try the full 270. Approach in the exact same way as if you're going to do a 180 in, but with a little extra rotation happening in the air to land in a board slide. The most important thing with the 270ing onto a street style feature is to get your board up and above the feature so you don't hit it with your board during the 270. Mastering the 180 on helps with getting your board over the box. A little extra speed also helps. When sliding the box, try your best to stop your rotation for style. Then at the end, come out to regular or continue with another 270 out to land switch. As you're comfortable, you can start trying 270s into bigger boxes and rails. Backside 270 movement. The backside 270 movement is very similar to doing a backside 360. Jump a few back threes, then practice stopping your rotation at 270 and imagining a board slide. It's much better practice if you have a balance bar and a training board, which will help to develop the muscles and movements throughout your legs, body, and brain of how to do this trick. Start with a 180 in and 180 out, then work your way up to getting the full 270 rotation. The more you practice it here, the more likely you'll be to stomp it on the mountain. When riding, try jumping backside 270s and sliding on your heel edge. This will give you the feeling of jumping a 270 with your actual board on, but when it comes to a real box, you must keep your base dead flat. Backside 270 on a box. Find a mellow feature like this one. As you approach, do a hillside sit-up carve, transferring to your toe edge to pop from. Using your toe edge begins to give you the momentum to spin backside onto the feature. Start by doing a backside 180 on with a 180 off the end. This is a perfect stepping stone trick that uses the exact same movement as you need for the 270 on. You can 180 onto the box and continue to slide your board an extra bit until you're sliding in a board slide. This is a safe way to feel what it's like to slide at 270. Keep practicing this until you feel comfortable jumping directly into the 270 position. The movement is exactly the same, with more effort being applied as you pop. It can be difficult to stop your rotation from sliding more than 270. This will come with practice. As you reach the end, you can slide 90 degrees off, or if you have a lot of momentum, you may find it easier to pop a 270 out. Street style approach. For a backside 270 onto a street style feature, find a small, easy box like this. You'll be approaching with the feature in front of you, using your toe edge to initiate backside momentum. Start with a backside 180 on, 180 off. Once you're comfortable with that, you can slide your backside 180 into a 270 as you connect with the box. The most important thing is to make sure you pop above the feature as you spin onto it, so you don't hit the feature as you're getting on. Eventually, work your way up to 270ing straight into it. This is generally more stylish than sliding into it. As you're approaching, think backside 180, then while in the air, rotate your body an extra 90 degrees to get the full 270. It may take a lot of practice attempts to get that little bit extra rotation, but if you can get it, it looks rad and is a very stylish trick. Summary. This tutorial outlines the steps of learning frontside 270s and backside 270s onto basic jib features. Practice the movements with a balance bar and buttering them on the snow. Start off with a small, easy feature, and as you progress, you can take it to boxes and rails with a street style approach. There are also other varieties of 270s you can do onto rails and boxes, such as a hardway 270. We haven't covered them in this tutorial. This is Neville Appwood from Snowboard Addiction. Our goal is to improve your riding.